Joe's legendary prank, the tale of the fake snake. Once, in a small town, there was a notorious prankster named Joe. He loved to play tricks on everyone, and the townsfolk had learned to keep their guard up. One day, Joe decided to pull his biggest prank yet. He went to the local hardware store and bought a fake snake that looked incredibly realistic. Joe carefully placed it in the middle of the town square, right by the fountain, and then he hid behind a nearby tree, waiting for someone to walk by. Before long, Mrs. Thompson, the town's sweet but easily startled elderly lady, came shuffling along. Joe could barely contain his laughter as she approached the fountain. Just as she got close, she spotted the snake and let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the square. "Help! A snake! Somebody help!" she shouted, flailing her arms. Hearing the commotion, the townsfolk came running, thinking something serious was happening. They found Mrs. Thompson dancing around the fountain, pointing dramatically at the fake snake. Joe, trying not to laugh, stepped out from behind the tree. "It's just a joke, Mrs. Thompson," he yelled. But instead of calming her down, this only made things worse. She turned to Joe, her eyes wide with disbelief. "A joke? A joke? I thought I was going to be eaten alive." At that moment, Mr. Jenkins, the town's self-proclaimed hero, arrived with a broom, ready to confront the snake. Without a second thought, he lunged at the fake snake, broom in hand, and missed spectacularly, tumbling into the fountain instead. The sight of Mr. Jenkins floundering in the water, dripping wet and sputtering, sent everyone into fits of laughter, including Mrs. Thompson. Joe finally revealed the snake was fake, and as everyone helped Mr. Jenkins out of the fountain, he could only shake his head in mock anger. "You're lucky I don't have a real snake, Joe." From that day on, Joe's prank became legendary. The townsfolk never let him live it down, and they often joked about Joe's snake whenever they passed by the fountain. And while he was still the town prankster, Joe learned that sometimes the best jokes are the ones that end with everyone laughing together.